Actually float inside to be safe if a guy's trying to shoot you going to God. Because Levi, notice how God can't see you on the inside right here?
Right.
And then also you're in a spot where a guy lined up with you can't shoot you either.
Right.
But that also means you're pushing your Dallas guy out, right? So he's got to kind of go up.
Well, and he's basically the only shot on me from this side is if a guy in motion.
Yep, you guys ready?
Right.
Game on 5. Go.
I was missing. You good, you good.
You ready? Game on in 5. Go. Hey, so you gotta start on top of me so you can see that cone, right? And you want to try to go up.
I was just about to ask you, should we move it in closer?
No, because the whole goal is, right, so we gotta decide if we shoot low, you're shooting what you want. If you shoot high, you're shooting Dallas. If anything, you almost want to shoot a little bit more into the bunker, you know what I mean? Yeah. But the key is you gotta kind of go up, because I want to be back here, because as I get up, I lose my shot. Ready? Game on in 5. You guys happen to be stacked up, you get good shots, right? So the goal is, Brian, is you want to try to be as safe as you can here, while still being able to shoot that shot.
Okay.
And that means, Russell, you got to go up to get out of his way a little bit too, right? Okay. You guys ready? Game on in 5. Go. And to be honest with you guys, I'm going to end up like literally pulling my gun up, shooting the gateway shot if they run it all the time, and then scrambling across this.
Right.
Like on the ground. Because the opposite can will be shooting for me and it'll be high.
Exactly, yep.
Come on, boy. Game on. Hey, you ready over there, guys? Game on in 5.
In front of it.
Go.
Brian, you want to go on the outside?
Thank you, Sam.
Hold on here, I'm just going to try to get Dusty.
Game on in 5. Go. Game on in 5. Go. Game on in 5. Go. Ready? Yep. Game on in 5. Go.
Right, outside.
Go. Okay, cool. I really emphasize with you, a lot of what you can do at that point is like, it's called baiting the wrap, right? So if we have two sides of our bunker, Russell and I have it, right? And we're gunfighting on the left side, right? If I can come on the right side and get him to wrap and try to shoot me, I can switch hands real quick and get a free shot on him, right? Because now you're like wrapping and looking over here. But the thing is though, is if you're gonna wrap and try to shoot the other side of this guy's bunker, you better make sure you have eyes over here so you can swivel back in if he pops out and tries to shoot you, right? Okay. So like that's kind of part of the game, but it's basically snap shooting on both sides. And just remember guys, the goal is to dominate gunfights, right? We want to stimulate snap shooting of going back in if we need to and not like just getting shot when they're gonna hit us, but we want to get to the point where when we snap shoot with the intention of holding the post, shooting them when they pop out, right? Let's go. Cool. And low, where now all of a sudden if you pop out they shoot you anyway, because like, oh, they meant to shoot you high and they hit in the top of the head, or they meant to shoot you low in the elbow or whatever, yeah. Oh. Like, oh, they accidentally shot me because I wasn't being like decisive in my actions, you know.
Many times I watched more plays happen from here, and then pausing on this bubble wrap, watching this tape, and then just coming here and destroying the center.
Right, so the kicker is too, guys, like I'm gonna tell you guys this, like our team kind of knows this, but we don't really show it off. Like I'll probably end up playing front Doritos a lot of this tournament, and a lot of it's like we're playing at a higher level, and like Brandon isn't like 100% there yet. Like he's physically ready,
right.
And like he might play better at the event, but there's some level of like I have a lot of faith in our 3 middle guys, and that means I gotta go play the front Doritos. Well, it means I gotta go play the front Doritos back like when I was like 16, 17 years old. I literally played the same division, you know, when I was 17 years old or 16 years old. So I'm pretty excited to come do this, but like with this drill, guys, so this is like the simple Dorito drill, where basically there's 2 guys that we're kind of working through here. So the whole kicker is, so we're gonna start here, leave your barrel bags on, I'm just gonna show you. Yep. So basically we're gonna start in this Dorito nice and low, like we're gonna play it. We wanna make sure we're actually in this thing fairly tight though, just so it's like kind of simulating the game, right? Start here low, we're gonna pop out, we're gonna shoot right over the edge of the money into the turret. See this little cone in the target there, it's very small. Right, so that's our first shot. We're gonna shoot that. Once we kind of get close to that, we're gonna wrap this. We're gonna shoot right at the God real quick. Once we get paint on target, we're gonna make this little jump. We're gonna come through. We're gonna come through here. We're gonna wrap on the God immediately, and then we're gonna move. And on our move, we're gonna shoot the gateway. Boom! There's the target. come in, switch hands, shoot the gateway one more time, and then we're done.
Wow. Okay.
Does that make sense? We're down on bodies and we're in the gateway. That guy's probably shooting
Right here.
right here because
Yeah.
this is the hold shot,
Yep,
right?
This is lane, yep.
And the only other spot that's better is being an S2.
Yeah, of course, which I saw a lot of that too.
We even talked about running stake off the brake just to get there, to either get there and shoot the tape to hold.
A lot of guys were doing that.
Because that's the only side you can hold from, or racing there to get there quick enough. If we get trap in front of them, he goes there and shoots this way.
Right.
So let's do it, guys. You can see us, right? The reason why you can come here and just like wrap this and not worry about it is because if you're low enough, they can't shoot them into you. If I'm like this high, now with my mirror, the other Dorito, they can all hit me, right?
Okay, Russell, I'm going right by you.
Boom.
My knee's still fucked.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, no, you're fine. You're fine. No, you're totally cool. But basically, you want to wrap and snap at this real quick, and just get it on that target, and then go and look for this cone as you go.
All right.
Get my shot. Switch hands. Boom. Make the shot. Hey guys, one of the other nuances of this, I'm gonna the gateway's pod path.
Yep.
Boom. How do we kill him?
Hit it.
Boom. We make this little nice step back
You
into
also
the.
saw that we got a shooter there.
But it's into the blind, right? We're making the shot.
I got you.
Our whole goal is to get to the delta, which is the big wedge over there. Our opponent is going to start in the turret. And so guys, when you're playing this turret, just realize you can't lose a gunfight. But what you can do is tuck in and shoot the next gap, right? And so if we're here, the Dallas guy has a really hard time wrapping and shooting you, right? But essentially what you can do is you can take and tuck in, and actually what we're gonna do is we're actually going to do this from D1 to D2 only. So this is going to be like a really, really tight little move here. Come look at this real quick, guys. So see how I can see the outside of the D1, right? If I go low, that guy has a really hard time shooting me, and I can shoot the next, I can still kind of keep paint on him, right? So we're going to wrap and force that guy to come through our gun, okay? The whole kicker is that guy, if he puts you in and makes his move, he should be scrambling pretty much all the way to the delta. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But the whole point with that guy is being able to put this guy in real quick, and then get through his gap fast. So that's kind of step number one, right?
From D1, basically.
Yeah, from D1, right?
Okay.
The thing is too, is we could do it from like Dallas to D1 to D2. My only concern here, guys, is like you guys have to be really on top of it, because if that guy slips through your gun and you don't know he's in D1, you ruin the drill. Does that make sense? Yep. And actually, let's do it from the Dallas anyway, because the whole kicker is, I want you guys to be in a situation where if you're looking for the Dallas guy, right, your head's on a swivel and you're looking right there too. Right, because you gotta be aware that guy's trying to go across your gun, right? So let's do it, guys. So hey, one of the Dallas. So let's split in half. So basically, your whole goal is to get to the delta, and you're working through the turret's gun. Hey guys, you can also shoot your mirror too.
Okay.
Now, is their delta trying to get there too?
Yep.
Okay.
Hey guys, same thing on both sides. Let's move all this shit out of the way. Hey guys, you can also almost end when you get right here, because this guy can legitimately
Crawl.
right? And the only guy that would shoot him is the corner over there, or the gateway like right here, right? I would even tell you, if you guys play this side again and like play this layout, there's a lot of times where we run in here and wrap and we go, oh shit, the Dallas or turret's looking at us, and we just go, and you can literally come here and smoke that guy. Does that make sense? Let's go. I can't see him at all.
Right.
That right into his face?
Uh-huh.
I can't see him.
Right. Oh, that's pretty much right at him, yeah.
I can't see him,
Wow.
right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, and for me, I like had spent a lot of
So,
time.
and if you can't see him, he can't see you, but
No,
you're
the
literally putting him right in his fucking face.
Yeah, so
Wow.
Okay, do you see
that's like one of the cash money shots.
Right in between here.
Yeah.
Check this out, Russell. Aside, watch out for
Basically,
one more second,
you're
buddy.
Really threading the
Right,
needle.
right, low right here.
Yeah.
Hitting the
Yeah,
V.
that's mean.
So, and what we're gonna simulate is someone going, hey, solo's on the snake side. Because what's happening right now is we have someone in the solo who's shooting this gap.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if solo's on the snake side, what are we gonna do?
Poke
We're
in.
gonna,
Wrap
we're
these
gonna
up.
go dig that fucker out. Is what we're gonna do, right? And so what that means is we're gonna come here, and basically our first move is, so we're gonna kind of simulate that this is blown up, because part of it's like, it's better that it's flat because we can see more, but we're gonna come around this, gun up, looking for the solo, and we're gonna smoke it in the back, boom, and then we're gonna switch hands, come through. When we do this, we are gonna go directly at the turret. Boom, we're gonna shoot this guy, then we're gonna switch, head directly at the turret, shoot the gateway, switch one more time and shoot the Dallas. The reason we're heading directly at the turret is because more than likely there's a guy in the Seattle, who's our 5th guy, that's hiding in the back of the field. Does that make sense?
That does, yeah.
And the whole key is when we're coming up here, we want to make sure the Seattle, that we cut this tight enough so that if there is a guy in the Seattle, he's not looking at us, right?
So pretty much if we could see what's behind Seattle or
Was the guy on
Yep.
Torment that was wearing the Seattle, like the Seahawks?
Boom. Hey, does that make
Sweatshirt?
sense?
That's
Hey,
what
so
he was
it's,
doing.
hey guys, so just listen, left-handed, right-handed, switch one more time right here, boom, and then as we come into this, we're gonna switch and smoke the Dallas guy. I'm gonna tuck that a little farther so it's harder to shoot.
Otherwise, that motherfucker's smoking me when I'm getting down.
Well, so you gotta realize, guys, like, so what happens a lot is they end up in a spot where they have the snake side trapped and they think they're king shit, right? So they have the snake side trapped, and now these guys are playing heads up because they're going, okay, cool, this guy's got this way locked down, this guy's got this way locked down. Now we have 2 edges trapped and we have attackers. Guess what's not happening?
Movement.
This little route
Yeah, this
is exactly open, right? Let's go.
Are you gonna run through first, Dusty?
Yes, I will run it through first.
DBS Academy.
Actually, we're gonna add one more target. Yeah, we're gonna add one more target. Like this happens when you shoot one guy and react quickly,
Agreed.
right?
See
Because
it.
you shoot
Yep.
one guy who's no longer taking the responsibility, and now you gotta do fun stuff, right?
Now you get a
So we'll start
capitalize.
here. Boom, shoot the Viper. Hit it once. Once you hit it, go ahead and launch. Don't shoot your gun. And keeping them from refilling, outside guys attacking. If this guy's gonna go do stuff, the outside guy has to hold the trap, right? The problem is we get both these guys trying to shoot inside, across the field, whatever, get all janky with it.
And your
you-
trap goes dead.
and then
or-
and then you're not holding the trap, and next thing you know, this wide guy goes, wait a minute, no one's paying attention, and runs through and shoots everybody, right? And like, let's be fair, that's like the higher level, like flip it on them thing, right?
Yep.
And to be fair, I pulled some shit out like that that's like kind of bonkers, because literally what happens is you get a front guy that goes and dives in the dirt, right? And the example I'll use is like, if I'm playing this Dallas has a good shot into the gateway, but you really don't want to sit on it because you don't want your front guy to start across the field. But like, for instance, if I know, oh, they move into our delta, and I look over here and see a snake guy dive in, I'm like, oh, that's one less gun looking at me. Here's my moment where there's one less guy. Am I good from the middle? Cool, go make my move, right? Okay. But it's like basically being able to find that one more variable to go like, are my odds higher than I think? Right? Hey, let's play one-on-ones. We'll just, everybody versus everybody, we'll start on the box though. But when you start on the box, start on the snake side of the box. So your barrel, or excuse me, this side of the box, through the side of the box. So your barrel has to be on this outside edge, and we're gonna play Seattle over. So you can play Seattle Viper, nothing else on that side, everything this way. Cool. And the middle's flat on purpose. So we can see each other the whole time we're gonna gunfight a
The
bunch.
reason why I ask you that, though, Dusty, is because when I was walking off, Brandon goes, "So why the fuck did you do that?"
Oh no.
And I didn't have an answer. It's like I just.
Well, to be fair,
in the
that,
moment.
so
Turn
here's
it
the
off,
thing.
just heads
He
up.
asked you the right question, right? Because
Yeah.
it caused you to think about it, right? And the whole idea is like, let's be fair, guys. Everything we do out here, like, we can logic for you. There's nothing I'm gonna tell you to do that doesn't make like perfect sense once you think about it, right? And so if you can't explain why you're doing what you're doing,
I can't. That's why I'm asking.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying though. Now we've had this conversation, and now you can kind of explain it, right? Of like, hey, they're behind me, they're attacking. If they're not aware of the buzzer, you might beat them. Like that's your thinking. You just can't rationalize it.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's what's literally what it was. Like you just explained it to me. You know what I mean? Was that hey, they have one guy behind me getting to my buzzer basically, and I'm gonna make a break to win the game basically, right? Okay. So, but a lot of it's just like paying enough attention so you can like vocalize that, right? And like let's be fair, I spent a lot of time thinking about how to say this stuff, so it takes a while.
Okay.
In that circumstance, there wasn't the full conversation. If he's going for it and you have that opportunity, you're going for it.
Kind of, right? The difference is if he's really close, you might not, right? So
turn around and try to
if
get
you're
in.
in the delta over here and he's in our gateway already, and you're thinking, hey, I'm gonna beat them to the buzzer, good fucking luck.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? You gotta guard your buzzer. Like if they hit the buzzer, it doesn't matter what you
You
do.
can backtrack if you need to.
Yeah,
anything like
exactly.
that.
Well, that's the
Okay.
thing too, is a lot of times like backtracking works, right?
Especially
And like
those.
what I mean by that is if you go, like if you're in Delta and say it's a 2-on-1, and you don't have someone in front of you who's gonna smoke you like square to the field, it might make sense to backfill over here so this guy like thinks you're in a different spot, so you have the wide open shot when he's like, oh, he's not looking, goes to fill it, you shoot him. Let's play, guys.
Sorry, I got him. I got.
And the answer is yes, we have an idea, but they're super dynamic and they change with what we see, right? And the example I'll give you, so like in one of the breakouts we use, off the break, if you come to this can and you shoot for the God off the break, this wide open shot we were trying to shoot, right?
Yep.
So if they don't go past the God and only go to the God, this guy can stay here and stay on it and keep them trapped here, right?
Okay.
But if they go past the God, he can't see anything, right? So now all of a sudden this guy has a guy wider than him he can't shoot at. So this guy's gonna turn and he has to use somebody else's gun in the middle, and like for us it's gonna be our turret, Viper, or solo guy, who now all of a sudden goes, he has a decision to make. Does he need to trap Snake side?
Okay.
Or does he need to trap Dorito side, and we have to have an edge guy shoot the wire, right? So the example would be, if they go gateway or corner, we might have our Viper or solo guy hold that trap to keep him out of the snake because he's in a better spot to do it. This guy can play forward. If they go all the way to the snake, then we might need our snake player, hey, you got to hold the wire because no one can really keep that guy from crawling around, right? And that's how the dynamic shifts of like,
So it's as it goes.
yeah, and it has to be dynamic, and that's also why we have to figure it out on the go. And like, if you guys watch me play, I probably do this more than anybody we play with, because I'm the coach guy. Like, one of the games, for instance, we played, we had Jack in this can, I'm in the Dorito 1, and Bobo is in the snake, right? And they are in Seattle and Dallas, right? And so what happens here is we basically have to realize how we're gonna win this game. Like, how does this game get won, right? It gets won by us protecting each other and then attacking the weak spot in the field. So what happens is on the fly, the dynamic we figure it out thing, because I know Bobo's in the snake and they're not in the snake and only in the back center, what happens is I tell Jack, who's in the Seattle, hey Jack, you gotta watch D side so Jack can keep the Dallas guy from coming down. I can come right here and shoot right at the outside edge of the Seattle, right? So now we've established the cross late in the game, so they're trapped in the center of the field, and I yell to Bobo, home run. Home run means Bobo's crawling all the way down and shooting everybody. And what happens is Jack has to shoot this way. He can't protect Bobo, because if I turn, now we have these big blind spots in the center of the field, right? So now we've created this organic cross where I can protect Bobo still, or at least know if the guy's trying to get across the gap. And then we have a guy over here keeping them from running down. And I'm pretty sure what happens, the way that plays out, is Bobo gets behind him, that guy tries to launch, and Jack shoots him. Right, because he's getting forced out of his bunker, basically, right? And my whole responsibility is to make sure Bobo can go win the game over there with nobody in front of him. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And like, that's how the late game will play out when you end up in these like kind of down different bodies, like where's the weak spot we're gonna win and take advantage of it, right? And it could be a situation too where this plays out where, oh, Bobo gets all the way down there, I see the Seattle guy fill out to try to do something about it, and maybe I go win the game really quick if that guy's pulled the other way.
Adapting as it goes.
Yeah,
As a
right.
team.
Yeah, but it's
Cool.
being able to like kind of change it dynamically on the fly and kind of create those organic crosses, and then also like where are we going to attack?
That's what I want to know, basically.
So-
Just so if it was a direct team
Yeah, well, and-
plan beforehand, or if it's something that adapts
Well,
as the
and I
game
think
goes.
the easiest way to explain it, so these fields are way more complicated, right? Because like they're much more dynamic and different. We used to play with an X in the middle, right? So like a big X. Have you seen it?
Yep.
So when there was a big X, right, and you have these insert bunkers, a lot of times it would be as simple as like Danny and I, we go to these insert bunkers off the break, we determine are we shooting for inserts the opposite way or wide guys, right? This little race out shot or cross shot, right? And then what happens is you create this organic cross because that X has these like loops in it, right? You can always shoot like in the back 30 of the field, if that makes sense, right? And so what happens now is you have guys wrapping the snake in Doritos who are trying to put you in, and you just basically cross it up and bubble and shoot them. Right? So every time someone wraps, like imagine if somebody as good as Danny, every time you go to wrap that Delta, just goes, oh, guess what? Cool. Oh, you popped out again. Great. Oh, shit, paint's right in my face every single time. Right? And now basically you have two dudes who just cross it up and hold the whole field down with being able to go, oh, but now we check this guy. And a lot of times those guys get really frustrated because they have to wrap really far. Oh, I have him in. Oh, fuck, this guy's looking at me again. Oh, I have him in. Okay, cool. Now he's looking at me again, right?
Makes
So
sense. I appreciate it.
that's the simplest way to explain
Yeah,
it,
no,
right?
that's exactly what I needed.
So, let's wrap